I mean, Canada and the leftists of the European Union aren't that important in the region. Only America is, maybe Russia. And with the rise of ISIS in 2014 and the rise of Iran's nuclear program, there are more important things to do than talk about the PLO. Trump dispatched with those old illusions in a few tweets. Here's an example. He's got a ton of these. He said, it's not only Pakistan that we pay billions of dollars to for nothing, but also many other countries and others. As an example, we pay the Palestinians hundreds of millions of dollars a year and get no appreciation or respect. They don't even want to negotiate a long overdue. He was ranting here. He had two peace treaty with Israel. We have taken Jerusalem, the toughest part of the negotiation, off the table. But Israel, for that, would have had to pay more. But with the Palestinians no longer willing to talk peace, why should we make any of these massive future payments to them? Holy moly. And that's not even his toughest tweet, by the way. That was about 18 months ago he wrote that. Trump is focused on other things in his life. China, North Korea, real threats, economic threats, nuclear threats. Even the free trade deal with Canada and Mexico, a long-running stalemate between the PLO and Israel just isn't a top issue for Donald Trump. Why would it be? And really, it hasn't been a top issue for most Sunni Arab countries either. They're either worried about being devoured by a terrorist group like ISIS, like Syria was, or being devoured by Iran. And I think slowly they just realized Israel might be their ally, possibly, against some of these threats, especially against Iran, and Israel probably isn't going anywhere, and that what the PLO terrorists want isn't really that important in the scheme of things. You'll remember one of Trump's first visits as president was to Saudi Arabia, and then immediately to Israel thereafter. And in Saudi Arabia, Trump told the Arab countries to throw off extremism in language that you could never imagine Obama saying.
It's a choice between two futures. And it is a choice America cannot make for you. A better future is only possible if your nations drive out the terrorists and drive out the extremists. Drive them out. Drive them out of your places of worship. Drive them out of your communities. Drive them out of your holy land. And drive them out of this earth.
That was the first time any American president had spoken so bluntly to the Saudis, and the rest of the Saudi-oriented leaders were there too. That was a bunch of Arab leaders who listened. They were all the Sunni states in the region, and they accepted what Trump said, more or less, or at least they accepted that Trump said it. And now here's Kushner, his son-in-law and fixer.
Numerous well-intended programs, investments, and plans have been derailed by violence, political instability, and the lack of a resolution to the long-standing core issues of this conflict. To be clear, economic growth and prosperity for the Palestinian people are not possible without an enduring and fair political solution to the conflict, one that guarantees Israel's security and respects the dignity of the Palestinian people. However, today is not about the political issues. We'll get to those at the right time. The goal of this workshop is to begin thinking about these challenges in a new way. Let's try to view this conflict and the potential of the entire region through a different lens and work together to develop a concrete plan to try and achieve it. For a moment, imagine a new reality in the Middle East. Imagine a bustling commercial and tourist center in Gaza and the West Bank where international businesses come together and thrive. Imagine the West Bank as a blossoming economy full of entrepreneurs, engineers, scientists, and business leaders. Imagine people and goods flowing quickly and securely throughout the region as economics become more integrated and people become more prosperous. This isn't a stretch. This is actually the historical legacy of the Middle East, specifically of Gaza and the West Bank. It is a legacy of great cultures coming together as a center of commerce, innovation, and prosperity.
Well, look, that sounds great, very positive. It feels like that end of history moment after the Cold War again. We can all get along. We can all, I don't know, find common ground, eat the same McDonald's, watch the same music videos. There's never going to be another war because we'll all be buying and selling stuff to each other. I mean, it's nice. It didn't work under Bill Clinton. Not sure why it would work now. Maybe because the rest of the Muslim world is a bit tired of the Palestinian issue. They're concerned about other issues. Maybe because they I don't know, really want to be rich like Dubai in Gaza, the West Bank. Maybe because Donald Trump drives a hard bargain. I don't know. I'm a skeptic. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest. And then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.